Tonight, the story of the man from Belper in Derbyshire, found guilty of manslaughter and sent to prison in Australia.
Now, it wasn't that uncommon in the 1800s, but what makes this story special are the letters he wrote to his family back in the Midlands. They gave a unique insight into convict life down under, and this week they'll be sold at auction. Michael Sibbott has more.
Dear parents, I know that you are grieved at my misfortune, but show your kindness to my dear wife, for depend upon it that I shall think more of the kindness that is shown to her than if it had been done to myself.
The words of Daniel Marsh from Belper in Derbyshire from a letter to his parents in 1868. He'd been deported to Australia for being found guilty of manslaughter. The letters were found by Andrew Lloydell.
About 40 years ago, I was asked to give somebody a hand to clear a house at Belper. I just happened to see a small corner of blue paper, and I just had a quick look what it was and immediately realised that it was something quite interesting.
And here you've got a copy of the original newspaper article about the murder itself.
That's right, yeah. I mean, basically it was an argument in a pub that escalated, and Marsh said, I shall fetch that which will level the all, and went away and came back with a revolver and shot one of the men.
Daniel was sentenced to 15 years in Fremantle Prison in Australia, about 15 miles outside Perth. But before he even started serving his time, he had quite a journey to get there. Daniel spent 3 months on board the ship to Australia with 300 murderers, pickpockets and robbers. And even though they were able to sew their own jackets and trousers and knit their own socks, diets on board were really bad, leading to outbreaks of cholera and scurvy. Conditions on board have been recreated here at the Galleries of Justice in Nottingham.
It'd be freezing cold, it'd be damp, it'd be dark, it'd be overcrowded and very, very smelly. And the only fresh air they would get is maybe a bit of time up on the decks for about an hour.
Andrew's been trying to find out more about Daniel since he found the letters. He first appeared on Central News with the letters in 1983, talking about Andrew Marsh's reaction to Australia.
He likens it to Matlock and Cromford, which I don't know if that's true or not, but he goes on about the heat and one thing or another, and the fact that his trade as a nailmaker was in fact very profitable.
Daniel Marsh briefly returned to the UK, but made a successful life for himself in Australia, remarrying, having 14 children, and setting up his own business before he died in the 1920s. Well, you don't know that much about his ancestry, but there was one notable exception.
Yes, the one that really springs to mind, of course, is Rodney Marsh, the cricketer, who is a relative by adoption. And quite recently, Australian TV did their programme, Who Do You Think You Are, of Rodney Marsh, and Rodney was there reading copies of these letters on the programme.
And what dark secrets would he find about the family who took him in?
The murder had been committed. I don't reckon he did it.
The letters go up for auction on Friday, and there's been significant interest from Australia, including Fremantle Prison. Michael Sibbott for Central Tonight.
Amazing story.
Yeah.
Now, he